If you don't want to get involved, just don't say nothing and keep it moving. But hey, it is what it is. And it continues here, says, yes, I'll be in Tokyo this weekend if you want to spin. That's funny and a bit of a flex, let's be real, right? I'll be in Harajuku if you want to come and spin. If you want to take a 10, imagine taking a 20-hour flight to go and fight someone because they called you out and said that you only bully girls. That would be absolutely hilarious. But anyway, that's what happened. They went back and forth. Like I said before, I still have my money on Luca. I think if he just puts on these hulkers and runs around, even if he puts on these flipping Rico and Kiss boots, I think he could probably still thump out academics. I don't think he can fight in any way, shape, or form. City girls, and there's this other lady involved, but the lady that got pregnant and had the kid is a completely different person. So, naturally, as the internet does, they decide to be mean and decide to pile onto young Miami and call her out because she's been trying to, from what we see in public, she's been going out of her way to press Diddy to basically claim her in some way, shape, or form, even though he seems to be more open to making it, relaxed and whatever it may be, just having fun and doing whatever it may be. And then in the midst of all of that backlash she was getting online, somehow academics gets involved, and I think he goes on one of his rants where he maybe talks a bit too spicy. She doesn't respond well to it. She goes back at him, and they go back and forth on the internet. Saucy Santana gets involved, which is funny because if they're all gonna have a fight, academics and Saucy Santana, I'm definitely got my money on Saucy Santana. I have to be honest. I think he could definitely fight. There's something about those. I think is he from Atlanta? I'm gonna say Atlanta. Let me just say Atlanta. There's something about those gay guys that grew up in Atlanta. They have to put up with a lot of mess. They have to defend themselves in the street. Like, I think those guys have hands. I think they're those kind of dudes who you think you think they can't fight just because they're gay and they're extremely effeminate. But when it comes down to putting their fists up, they can get busy because they've been fighting all their life. So in the midst of all that drama, Lucas Sabat decides to get involved and he tweets what we see here on the screen, and I'll read it out for those of you just listening to the audio pod. He says as following: why does DJ Academics only pick smoke with females? I ain't never seen him keep the same energy of another man, which is like the constant meme that's going around now on the internet. But since I've been keeping more of an eye on Academics and what he's been doing and kind of listening and watching some of his content, that's not necessarily true. Just recently, he went super hard at Lil Baby. I think too hard because eventually, if they ever do end up crossing paths, he can never ask for a conversation. That's going to be on-site situation. I'm sure he's aware of it. But the way he's been going at Lil Baby was extreme. So he went really hard at Lil Baby. Before that, he was going really hard at Meek Mill. He's obviously had past smoke with other rappers that maybe aren't as popular. I can think of a D Savage, obviously he went super hard in there. He had the issues with Nav, who they kind of made up with, but he's definitely gone his way to really attack those dudes too. My son, maybe he's not somebody super popular, but they seem to always have back and forths. He does seem to bark a lot when people, try to step to him. So this narrative that he only goes to against women isn't necessarily true. The one thing you can say as a slight academic, definitely makes him look bad, is the fact that as a man, he seems to enjoy arguing with women, which is something as a gentleman or something as a stand-up guy you probably shouldn't be doing. Going out of your way to insult women and enjoy arguing with them and kind of going back and forth is a little bit, pardon my French, bitch made. That's not the coolest thing to do in the world. And